When it comes to bugging out, one of the most crucial decisions you'll ever face is this. Should you stay put in the city or try to escape to the countryside? Let's dive into the pros and cons. When disaster strikes, your first instinct might be to flee to the hills. But hold on. That gut feeling needs careful consideration. In this video, we're breaking down the hard facts, helping you weigh the risks, and uncover the hidden factors that can make or break your survival. Whether you're a seasoned prepper or just starting out, we've got insights that will sharpen your decision-making skills. So buckle up and get ready to make a well-informed choice. That could be the difference between mere survival and thriving after disaster. When it comes to bugging out, one of the most important questions you'll ever face is this. When disaster strikes, do you stay in the city, or do you make a run for the countryside? It's the classic debate: urban versus rural survival, and the answer isn't as straightforward as you might think. Both options come with their own unique advantages, and both can be full of serious risks. The choice you make could determine not just your comfort level in a crisis, but your chances of survival. Today, we're breaking it all down in detail, exploring the strengths and weaknesses of each path, and giving you the tools to figure out which strategy makes the most sense for your life. Let's start by looking at what most folks consider the gold standard for bugging out: the great outdoors. Now, this doesn't mean you've got to be living in a cabin in the woods, but you should be somewhere removed from the thick of things. If disaster hits and everything goes haywire, being in a more rural location can offer some pretty big advantages. First off, you're going to have a lot more personal space. No close neighbors means no one peeking in your window or raising an eyebrow over your preps. And it gives you the room to set up surveillance systems, grow food, or even set up renewable energy sources without annoying anyone. Second, you'll have more access to nature's bounty. Think clean water, firewood, fish, and wild foods. Now, you've got to know how to use these resources responsibly, but that skill alone can be a game changer during tough times. Plus, it's easier to be self-efficient. Your dependence on electricity, plumbing, and store-bought supplies decreases dramatically when you're in a rural area. Finally, a rural bug-out location often comes with fewer people. That might seem like a downside, but when things get rough, a smaller population means lower chances of encountering troublemakers or running into conflicts over dwindling supplies. Remember, where there are people, there are problems. Of course, being away from civilization isn't all sunshine and rainbows. You'll have to be skilled in things like purifying water, foraging for food, and providing medical care. And getting help in an emergency could take hours. But if you're prepared and know what you're doing, these challenges become opportunities. In the grand scheme of things, the benefits of a rural bug-out location outweigh the challenges. The peace and quiet, access to resources, and reduced risk make it an appealing option for anyone serious about surviving whatever comes next. Now let's turn our attention to the other side of the coin, the concrete jungle. If you're an urban dweller, you might be thinking that leaving the city is the last thing you want to do, and you're not wrong. Staying put in an urban environment has its own set of perks. First, you'll have access to a wide range of resources. Grocery stores, hardware shops, and pharmacies are just around the corner. This convenience is invaluable in the immediate aftermath of a disaster, when you need essential supplies quickly. Next, urban centers typically have better infrastructure. Roads are usually well maintained, public transportation exists, and essential services like hospitals are readily available. These factors can make it easier to move around and access critical resources and aid. Additionally, cities often have community support systems in place. Think community kitchens, neighborhood watch programs, and local charities. These networks can be lifelines in times of crisis, providing food, safety, and a sense of community. Moreover, if you have specialized dietary needs or rely on medical equipment, staying in the city might be the only feasible option. Access to diverse food options and medical facilities can be crucial for your well-being and survival in the long run. But life in the city isn't all sunshine and skyscrapers. Crime rates tend to be higher, making safety a significant concern. Competition for resources can intensify, leading to potential conflicts with others. And when disasters strike, cities can descend into chaos quickly. Events like civil unrest, gridlock, or natural disasters can turn everyday life into a nightmare. That said, the vibrancy of a city also presents an opportunity. More people means a higher chance of finding partners, traders, or mentors who can help you navigate challenging situations. Forming alliances and building community can be key to your survival. Ultimately, the decision of whether to bug in or out is highly personal. Each scenario comes with its own set of benefits and challenges. As always, preparation and adaptability are your best friends. Assess your skills, resources, and the specific risks in your area. Whether you choose to stay put or head for the hills, remember that flexibility is key. If you're in the city and conditions deteriorate, have a bug-out plan ready. If you're in the countryside, consider how you'd manage if emergency services become unavailable. Your decision shouldn't be set in stone. It should evolve as you learn and adapt to the changing world around you. Now let's dig deeper into the factors that will heavily influence your decision. The first thing you need to look at is the type of disaster you're preparing for. Different scenarios call for different strategies. For instance, short-term events like extreme weather, rolling blackouts, or evacuations might be manageable in an urban environment. You could weather them by stocking up on supplies and relying on community resources once things settle down. However, long-term collapse scenarios like grid breakdown, supply chain failures, or civil unrest might be better handled in a rural setting. If the disaster drags on for months or years, having your own land, resources, and a reduced risk of outside interference becomes invaluable. Next, let's talk about your personal circumstances. How long have you lived in your current area? Do you have deep roots in the community? If so, you might have a better understanding of the local environment, resources, and potential hazards. Conversely, if you're new to the area, you may need more time to gather information and establish a network of contacts. Your personal skills and resources are also critical. Are you proficient in activities like gardening, hunting, fishing, or self-defense? Do you have access to vehicles, tools, or communication systems? Your capabilities and resources play a vital role in determining which approach is more feasible for you. But it's not just about what you have, it's also about what you lack. Consider your weaknesses honestly. Are you uncomfortable handling firearms? Maybe you've never purified water from a natural source or built a temporary shelter. Acknowledging these gaps helps you make a realistic assessment. If your weaknesses could pose significant challenges in a rural environment, it might be wiser to stay in the city where resources and support systems are more readily available. Finally, don't overlook the power of community. Your social connections can significantly impact your survival prospects in either scenario. Do you have a strong network of friends, neighbors, or extended family? These relationships can provide emotional support, practical assistance, and a sense of collective resilience. Remember, you don't have to go it alone. Building and maintaining these connections takes effort, but the payoff can be invaluable. Ultimately, the decision of whether to bug in or bug out is a deeply personal one. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. By carefully considering the disaster scenario, your personal circumstances, and the strength of your community, you can make the best choice for you and your loved ones. And remember, your plan should be as dynamic as the world you're preparing for. Stay adaptable, keep learning, and be ready to adjust your strategy as needed. Whether you choose to stay put or head for the hills, your preparedness and resilience will be your greatest assets in whatever comes next. If you found this information valuable, please show your support. Your engagement helps us continue delivering quality content. And if you'd like to dive deeper into survival strategies and prepping tips, don't forget to hit subscribe for more insightful content. Thanks for watching. Stay prepared and stay resilient.